your last fight? How do you feel about it?
I beat the fuck out of a 140-pound Olympian. I mean,
what's next for you?
Gervonta Davis.
That's what you want?
That's what I
so
want.
you keep calling him out, and being under the same promoter, why hasn't the fight happened? Do you think he's ducking you?
Let's say it like this. I don't know too much about how rankings work and all that stuff, but I'm ranked number 1 at the interim belt for over a year now. So technically I'm his mandatory, or at least at least that's what I believe, And I think that's what it seems like everywhere else. So the fight should be happening soon because I'm his mandatory.
Okay, so you don't think he's ducking you then, or?
I don't know. We're only gonna have to see when my next fight and his next fight.
Have you guys ever sparred?
Never.
No?
No, he's scared of me.
You think he's scared of your power?
We're supposed to spar once.
Those are the words of Rolando Romero. And, of course, he once again calls out Gervonta Tank Davis. He states that he is the number 1 interim champion. So, therefore, Gervonta's the WBA regular champion. And, of course, we know about the WBA. They're giving out those titles like Tic Tacs. Okay, so I don't know who is titled or who is ranked and how it's ranked because of what they do over on the WBA. It's first cousins to the WBC, if you ask me. Bars. So, I think that we have a cocky fighter. I think that he's promoting himself in one of the worst ways, but I mean, maybe he's just being him. Some people just are cringe-worthy. They got to slap a face. But, other than that, he wants Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, he says that Gervonta Tank Davis is was scared to spar him. He said he's scared of his power and all this, that, and the other. And let me do some counterpunching in my newly rant, because sometimes I get this way about this particular kid. But here we go. First off, Gervonta Tank Davis, if Gervonta Tank Davis, he's scared of you and your power. He beat the fuck out of a 147-pounder in sparring. Okay? Red Cash. He destroyed Red Cash. He gave Red Cash the business. Okay? With his power. And who's to say, have you ever sparred anyone with the power like Gervonta Tank Davis? Counterpunch. Okay? So, you're talking about your power, and your technique sucks. You're very rugged. You're very awkward. I mean, that could be good in some fights against some fighters because styles make fights. I get it. But fighting someone like Gervonta Tank Davis and himself, I see pain. Okay? I see Gervonta Tank Davis beating the piss out of this boy. And if they're going to make him a sacrificial lamb, okay, I think, honestly, Romero is a guy, he's becoming the guy you love to hate, and I think Floyd recognizes that because Floyd once upon a time did that. He was that obnoxious guy in his career. He was that guy that talked a lot of shit and made people hate him, and he became that villain. So I think Floyd is that type of guy that knows what Rolly's doing. And since he knows what Rolly's doing but doesn't have fucking quarter the talent that Floyd has, I think he's protecting him and keeping him away from that and just building that up to the right time. Now, what time he decides to drop the ball on Rolly, is beyond me. But I know that he's probably letting him simmer. He's letting him talk a bunch of shit. He's allowing him to get hated or disliked to the degree that people want to see him get knocked out. Then you can put him in there. Okay? Think of like a more Americanized Ricardo Mayorga. Right? Just an asshole overall. You don't like me. I don't like you. Fuck you. I'll whoop you and this, that, and the other. But then Ricardo got these fights. So maybe they might do him like that, but who knows? But back to Gervonta Tank Davis. He's calling out Davis because Davis is the guy in that weight class that is, for one, the fight could happen. It could get made, but don't mean it will. And he's the guy that everyone's talking about. And a lot of times when that happens, a lot of these new up-and-coming fighters like Rolly doesn't like the idea of them calling out and giving all the attention to another fighter and not themselves. Okay, but you know how you fix that. You fight other people that those guys won't fight. Counterpunch. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Rolly Romero, what was he saying last week and the week before that? I want to fight Devin Haney. I think he's the biggest bitch in boxing and this, that, He was saying those type of things about Devin Haney, saying what you can do to Devin Haney, what you're going to do with Devin Haney. But then when they offer you a fight, I don't want to even hear his name. I don't even hear his name. For one, get your fucking nasal drip or whatever. Your voice is fucking annoying as fuck. But then you talked all this shit about Team Haney when they offered you an offer. I talked to Bill Haney. And Bill Haney promised me if he doesn't get the JoJo fight, he's coming after Rolly. And what does Rolly now say? Oh, don't even talk about heck, motherfucker. He's a bitch and this and that. This is one thing I don't like. Talking shit is one thing. Talking shit and you have no intention of backing it up is a whole different situation. You're just a capping, shit-talking bitch at that point. Like, straight up. There is nothing else that anybody else can say about you that you don't. Because, see, Ali talks shit. Roy Jones talks shit. Mike Tyson even talks shit. Floyd Mayweather talks shit. These guys talk shit, but they were willing to back it up. That's what made them special. These guys these days talk a lot of shit on Twitter, social media, just to cap. But they have no intention of action behind any of that shit. This guy is one of them because the elephant in the room and the person that he didn't mention was Devin Haney. The guy you've been talking about is the biggest bitch in boxing. Well, great. If you're that bad, you're that strong and powerful, you need to take out the biggest bitch in boxing then. Counterpunch. That would make all the sense in the world for you to do. But you won't do it because for whatever, don't call his name, you're scared. Okay? And see, for him not calling out Devin Haney or doing that action or how he's responding to a fight or a possible fight with Devin Haney, that shows me that some guys or sometimes guys calls out these guys that are up here and they know they're here because they know that fight will never happen. So as long as he calls out these guys, like other people have, and you have no intention of fighting them, I'm not saying any names, right? You can boost your profile by talking shit about someone that you claim you want to fight. Okay, so that's what he's doing with Devin Haney and Tank Davis. He probably won't fight any of these motherfuckers unless, I might do it. Floyd Mayweather allows this shit to happen, okay? So I think, and even he wanted to spar Terrence Crawford. That ain't happened either. So I think there's a little protection going on. And I don't believe in the protection for the connection, for the complexion, all that bullshit, because the guy's Spanish and Floyd's black. So miss me with that. Miss me with that, right? So I think, again, that Floyd, I don't know what he's waiting for with this guy, but if he claims he wants these fights, damn it, give it to him. Because if he won't give it to Devin Haney, give it to Tank. Give Tank the glory. Because Tank will have the glory when he beats the shit out of this guy. And it will be, it will be qualified. Because you don't talk that much shit and not do anything and not back it up. Okay? That's one thing that you don't do. But obviously these guys are making a career off of doing exactly that. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Rolly Romero saying he wants Tank Davis now. And Tank Davis is even afraid to spar him. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.